Hi guys, so today I'm going to share with you this set that Diamond Princess brought to HSN ahead of the March craft day. It says OM. I want to point out, whenever you see that OM on your packaging, I think it means original machine, which they mean the marquee size. Like, you don't have to have a larger machine like the Grand Marquee for this to work, is all it's saying. But it's a Pigeon post stamp and die kit. So let's open this guy up. We'll say they did send this item free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And the links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So thank you for using those if you're like, ooh, look at this big stencil. You know, they might be embedded in the video here depending on when you're watching, or definitely down in the description box with a clickable link. Ooh. Let's see. Oh, look at all the different little shapes I can see of the little pigeon. It's a funny name for a stamp set, or a kit, should I say. Let's see. Oh, they all have like little letters, or like little postmen or something, or postal workers. So yeah, you have the oversized stencil with envelopes in the background. You have the clouds. How cute is that? Little characters, and then this guy has like his little mailbag, and this one has a little hat on, right? This one, maybe you want to write something in there, or just look like they're holding like a little signage or something. This one has a little letter in his mouth with a little postal cap on. This one flying away with that letter and maybe delivering it here. So cute. So stamps and dies. And then here we have like a parcel, a couple of parcels with the stamps and the dies. Sentiments, I will leave it there so you can pause it for a moment. And then maybe over here. Oh, of course, hello. You can stamp things. Hello. You can stamp in there, or I mean handwritten, right? Something little, something cute. Special delivery. You've got mail via pigeon post. How cute is that? Sorry I missed your birthday. I blame the carrier pigeon. That's very funny. I bring a message for you. And things like that. And then some images of maybe how you might want to do that, along with this side here. Really, really cute ideas. So again, these guys are good size. Let me give you an idea. Like this guy, you know, he's almost 3.5 inches in his little wingspan, and just about 2.5, just over that, and you know, in the height there. And this guy is about 2.5 inches also. So just to give you an idea of how big these guys are. And then you have the dies for all the characters, and then the packages, right? The 2 parcels that we had talked about. Oh, that's cute. I was wondering where they got that on this card. I was like, where did that come from? It's a stamp that does this, right? Cute. And then you have your cutting folder for the marquee. But again, any machine that you have that cuts thin metal dies will cut these, will accommodate these, should I say, thin metal dies. And then we have these large stencils. Again, really, really cool. The stencil itself, I'm just going to measure what it will emboss, which is basically 5 inches. Emboss. What am I talking about? Stencil. Oh my gosh, by 8.5. I was thinking a lot of times I'll run this through with a rubber embossing mat through your die cutting machine, and it will impress this into your paper. And I had that in my mind when I said emboss. So anyway, really nice size areas that you have for the stenciling of all the little envelopes, which is very cute, and the little clouds. Of course, this is great for everyday, you know, maybe you have other sets where like love notes and things, you have that to mix and match. Okay, let me grab some cardstock, card base, you know, inks, whatever it is that we're gonna do, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have an idea. I'm gonna take some watercolor paper. I'm going to create a background and do a little masking, but to do the masking, I'm gonna mask the stenciling, and I think they're still so cute, but I want to use the little guy that's in flight. So let's do the clouds. And let me see, this paper right now is 4, okay, so that works. Let's do 4 by 5.25. And this is watercolor paper, so whatever you have in your stash would be great. And I'm going to do a little bit of watercoloring. I like to color things in that way because it's just very quick and easy. I don't get hung up in all the technical stuff of watercoloring, but this will be fun. What I'm going to do is mask the stencil, because I figured if I stamp this and then use the die to mask this and then put this over it, and maybe it's crooked and maybe it's not quite, I don't know if you're that picky. Usually I'm not, but I want to use this one, right? The one that's in flight? Yes. Okay. So what I'm going to do real quick is just run this through with some scrap paper, not that watercolor paper because it costs a little more than regular paper. Literally any scrap of paper. This is really bright yellow. I don't use too often, so let's use this. whatever scrap that you have. You're just gonna run this guy through. Here we go. I was gonna say, let me grab one that I already used, but this one's right in front of me, so we'll use this guy. And I'm gonna make a little mask for my stencil, and then I'm gonna stamp into that space afterward. I'm gonna put this back in my little box over here so I'm not rolling around everywhere. So something like this. And so kind of think about where is it you want to put your little character. And I'm going to just use, I mean, this is just like a scrap of washi that I had here. We'll probably put the sentiment like down in here somewhere. So let's just put this guy here. And then this on top of this, the little something in the background. I'm just going to hold it because that's kind of how I am. But if you have your grip mats, this is a great time to use it. Okay guys, sorry about the rough edit. I don't know where I was on this, but I went to stamp this and I put it a little bit crooked when I pressed down my stamp positioner. And so I couldn't match it again when I had to stamp this ink over here again. So we're gonna do this again, or the first time with you, but I'm just turning this over because I don't wanna waste this watercolor paper. So again, our watercolor paper is 4 by 5 1/4. And as you saw, we cut a mask essentially, right? So I'm just going to, after we run that through, I just have this little scrap. So you're gonna place it wherever you want. I did put a little piece of washi, just double-sided. I mean, it was literally a scrap that was sitting on my table here. So just double-sided, just to place it wherever it is that you think you want to put this. Maybe a little higher up, huh? And then we're going to take our stencil. Now the stencil already has some blue ink on it because I already did this, but we're gonna do it again here. And there you go. I'm gonna put a little bit of tape, but I'm gonna hold this whole thing down. I guess I didn't have to edit this. Yeah, I could have just left the part that I did initially, but that's okay. All right, so my inks. Oh, I already put them away, see? All right, let's get this guy. And my dauber. Just used it already. It got away from me. So I'm gonna use Pool. I think it's a pretty color. And if you're using a grip mat, this is a great time to use it. I am, again, masking the stencil, essentially. And it's better to put it underneath, that way it traps it. And then this time, when I stamp, I'm not going to accidentally stamp where it was just off kilter a little bit on my stamp position, and I still pushed down, and I didn't realize until after I pushed down. So then when I went to stamp it again, it was like impossible to match it up again. So yeah, just take your ink and go all around. I am holding it with my hand because I didn't really, stick this down, and I'm not using a grip mat right now. Try to get in those little spaces, right? Those little crevices, like right there where his little wing is down there. So I'm gonna finish this bottom part. That's easy. I'll be right back. Okay. So let's open this up. Look how pretty. Very cute. And then we can remove that. And now you see all these little areas with his little wings, kind of where they spanned out here, the edge over here of his little tail and things. Okay, so I guess we're just gonna keep working, keep going right through, because before I paused and didn't quite work out there. Okay. Let's get this guy. And of course I don't want my paper to move, so I'm just adding a little something, just putting it up in the corner. With this stamp position, there's not really anything to butt it up to other than these little posts here. This I think was too close. That's the other issue with the stamp. Now, this is a little nerve-wracking because this stamp has ink on it, and I really don't want to wet it or even use a stamp cleaner right now because, if there's a little drop in there, it'll definitely get on my project. So I'm going to use an ink that is pigment ink, right? Because if I use a water-based ink, it's going to run when I go to do the watercoloring. So I took my little guy from the stamp carrier, of course, and I'm going to place it here. Now this is what's kind of a bummer because there's ink on this guy. So what I'm going to do is line it up so he's just in here. Now, again, you could do this first and then take the mask, right? Just run this through. And then you're going to try to position it over. And so maybe you're a little crooked or maybe you're a little off or whatever. So, it doesn't have to be that dramatic. I'm looking at the little tail feathers down here, and then I'm going to lay that down and see kind of where I'm at. Oh, that moved on me, didn't it? It moved quite a bit. Okay, let's put that back over here. You know why I had that oopsie? Because I got to go pick up my daughter, and of course that's when something like that happens. So I'm looking at the very edge. I'm looking at sideways, okay, guys? Like if you were, I don't know, but just from the side, just trying to see where those things might end up stamping. And when I'm happy with the placement, that looks really good. Put this down carefully. See, there goes my alarm to pick up my daughter. I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm going to pay attention this time when I go to put this down, that it's not crooked. Okay, there we go. In the pegs. Pick this up. I didn't really get ink on there, so that's good. Let's just ink this guy up, and then we'll do our little watercoloring, and then we'll add our sentiment. So whenever you're doing this, just think about what you're going to do, like with your sentiment or whatever else. Actually, the sentiment can just be around here. You can stamp it, however you like. Okay, I'm making sure this is lined up. There we go. Now I'll push down, and that way if I miss any spots, I can do it again and not have it off kilter. Oh, and that came out perfectly, of course, of course. So there you go. And then again, he's just kind of, around in here, and he's just in there. The little clouds look like they're behind him, and it's good to go. I was happy that the border is pretty close to the actual stamp. So as you can see here, again, it was off kilter the first time I stamped it, so I was like, ugh. So I went to do it again, and it obviously double stamped. But never fear, we got that fixed, and there we are. So, okay, I'm gonna let that dry for just a second. I'll grab my little watercolors, clean up a little bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so let's close up a little bit. And, it's gonna be a lot of coloring. I'm assuming like pigeons are mostly gray, maybe a little blue in the hat, maybe the little beak, and you can look at, this to give you some idea, maybe how you want to color it. We have pigeons all over here, and I don't spend enough time staring at them to know exactly their coloring, but okay, let's get a little orange, right? And sorry, I just realized I turned the TV up on a movie I was watching. A little blue, maybe for the little hat. And again, I just had to, like to add a little color here and there, and start with the darkest being, wherever you think it would be darker, and then bring it out to lighter. So not too much, just something like that. And let's get some gray. So let's maybe come in here and do quite a bit of that, right? And then maybe I'll accent it with a little bit of black. And see, I'm leaving a lot of white just because I think that looks nice. Something like that, right? And I'll do the other wing very similarly. Do they have like little white heads sometimes? Sometimes they do, right? A little white on their head. Let's put a little gray here and just kind of bring that out, and then maybe more gray in here. All right, and just kind of let that go out to almost nothing. Little footies, I don't know if they're orange also, but just give it a little different color. Let's do that. Okay, so again, the wing very similarly, tail very similarly is what I did here. Like I said, maybe I'll bring in a little bit of black and just add a little bit up here, just for a little something. Oh, got outside my lines, but guess what? It's watercolor, so I can just add a little water and get rid of that. Okay, so I'll accent with black wherever I think it needs a little more something, like maybe in here. Write that down, and then maybe let that come out. And maybe soften this a little bit. It's a little too dark. Okay, I'll be right back. Oh, letter. I would take like the lightest amount of blue and get rid of a lot of that, and just kind of come in here with a little something so it doesn't look like you forgot it. It's just a little blue here and there. Okay. that's about it. If you want to give him a little something, maybe a little gray, maybe with a little bit of this blue that's already on here, and just kind of bring it around here to make like a little shadow. But I don't know that that's necessary. But there you go. A little something more over here. Just like the smallest amount. And actually I'll probably get rid of some of it just to really, really lighten that. Okay. And there's that. So I am just going to, I think this is, like I said, 4 by 5 1/4. So maybe, oh, I need to put this up. I will add a little matte layer, maybe on a white card, so maybe black matte layer. So I have some black paper here. So let's do 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Sorry, it's a little close. Let me see if I can pan up for you guys. So 4 1/8. 5 3/8. I'm just cutting this down. I'll have an A2 size card base when I come back, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, meaning it should be, if it's 10 fold, that would be 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. If you're doing a regular card, you can do 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. I'm debating if I'm just going to stamp my sentiment here, or if I should just make like a little band that goes across. I mean, it's whatever you want, however much time you have, to put in your little card here. Greetings from afar. That's really cute. All right, like I bring greetings from afar. I mean, that's cute. Let's do both of these things. And maybe we do something like that. Like, I'll put this on a stamp positioner. So I'm just eyeballing this, but let's say we have I bring and then greetings from afar and then something like that. And I can put this on a stamp positioner and choose this little guy that won't go off its railings like the other one I used. Let's put this right here. And I can tuck it all the way to the corner so I know that's holding on really well. And then I will put this on here. And when I push this down, what I'm going to do is see if it's nice and straight here. I'm using the little grid lines to see. I can see more of the eatings part here than like here. So I'm just going to make sure everything's lined up nice and straight. Something like that. And then maybe this I bring. Looks pretty good to me. I don't know. Okay. And let's stamp that. And that'll be that, guys. That easy. And what I meant by a little belly band is like, let's say you just stamp this. Let me clean this off. Onto just a strip of paper, and then maybe did a little background piece to that. And there we go. Just make sure everything's making contact. And there it is. Very cute. Okay, I'll be right back. Yeah, sorry, matte layered that, and then just gonna pop this onto my card base. And I'll use this glue so I can reposition it if I need to. Usually I build up my layers on the card base. This time I did it differently. And so let's pop this on here. And of course I'll let that set up. And that is my card. Alright guys, well thanks for watching. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links as available, either embedded here or down in the description box. And I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.